Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Parmsi. If you're wondering what I'm doing here today, guess what? We're gonna see how I did this look. I'm using Identity palette, which is my favorite palette. Recently, all my makeup looks, it's with this palette. As you can see, I used it a lot. I love it. It's from Persona Cosmetics. I have one first impression for today. We'll find out. I'm super impressed about the results. And I'm using my favorite Huda Beauty Lip Contour Kit. So let's jump into the video and watch it together. If you guys like this look, wait till the end. You can decide, and if you feel very generous, why not like the video and subscribe to my channel. What I really love about this palette, there is no fallout. I usually, with a pigmented palette, I have the problem with fallout, but this one, it's perfect from your everyday palette to even like going out, night out. I do my makeup way faster when I get my face done, my foundation, my concealer, and moving on to my eyes. Versus doing my eyes first and then going for my base. I do that usually when I do it extreme or very glam smoky eye, because you always, no matter what, how good your eyeshadow is, there are always some fallouts on your cheeks, so it's better to not mess with the foundation and do your eyes first. And then, unless you have those shields, I'm gonna probably look into them and try to find them and post them here if they work out for me. That way you guys can buy them too. I've seen them online. There are like some shields you put under your eyes, kind of when the eyeshadow falls, it falls on the sheets rather than falling on your cheeks. First, I put the moisturizer on. I'm using the Peter Thompson. This is the gel moisturizer, so it's not too heavy under your makeup. I don't use it whenever I don't do my makeup for a day. I don't really use this one because especially in winter time, throughout the day I notice my dry areas get so dry, so I use it before doing my makeup because I put primer and oil over it. My skin is pretty moist. You guys remember this oil? I talked about it and I said I'm gonna give you an update on it if it really works. I really love it. Sometimes I put it over my night cream and I wake up in the morning with a plump, very juicy face. So I'm gonna put a couple of drops on my face to give it extra hydration. And I always extend it to my neck. For a primer from the Sephora haul video, I said I'm gonna give this a try. This is a Benefit or Pore Minimizer Primer. Guys, this is now my holy grail, and when I'm done with this, I'm gonna buy a brand new full size. As I said, I always try to buy them in mini size when I'm not too sure if the product is good enough, and I use the mini size. If I like it, then I go buy it rather than buying the full size and use a couple of times and then go return it. I feel like, to me, it's a waste of product and it's just not nice. I do it sometimes when I have no choice and I purchase foundation online because I have no time going to the store. But honestly, I do get guilty. You pressing on it, what it does, it's like the extra layer going over your skin and fills in the larger pores. So it gives the illusion of having smaller pores. And then, I love this Too Faced. This is good as a primer. This is good for setting your makeup. I'm obsessed with this. So I'm gonna prime, I better not talk. Prime my face. Whew, why did I talk? Okay. I'm using the Maybelline. This one is good for normal to dry skin. It's a dewy finish. Sometimes my T-zone, because it's my oily spot, gets a little greasy, but I can definitely use a powder and go over it and get rid of the grease basically. I'm not using my beauty blender for the first time. I'm using the Kabuki brush from Sigma. It's number F86. This is just such an amazing brush. It smooths out everything. Sigma brushes are really good. I went to TJ Maxx with my friend and randomly, I didn't even know TJ Maxx will carry like good brushes. They always have those like random, you know, brands, and I found this. I was like, I need this in my life, I gotta have it. This Maybelline foundation sits on your skin very nicely. Again, if you have an oily skin, I don't really suggest it. I believe they have some products that it's more of a matte finish, because this is pretty dewy, the finish of the foundation. So if you have combination oily skin, I wouldn't really suggest it, but it's just a good drugstore everyday foundation. This Bobbi Brown, it's a color corrector. This is a new product to me. I use it before putting on my concealer. I wish it had more coverage. This part of my eyes are not really doing me any favor, if it makes sense. So this color corrector, I put it right before concealer, looking up, mainly focusing like this part where I have the discoloration. It's kind of like red. No surprise to anybody, I'm gonna use everybody's favorite NARS Radiant Concealer in color Custard. Again, I mentioned it in the Sephora, in my Sephora haul video. I put it as a concealer and a little, use it as a like highlighting. I'm using the same brush I used to do my foundation and my color correcting, pressing in the concealer rather than dragging it. Now to set my concealer and basically my greasy area, I'm using the La Prairie translucent powder. I'm going in with Bobbi Brown. It's an eye blender brush, but it's kind of too big for my eyes sometimes, unless I want to do a very soft, subtle, smoky eye, I use it. But I usually use this either for like highlighting or setting my concealer. I sometimes don't go by the things they said on the brush. Oh, you gotta blend your eyeshadow with this. Whatever works for me, I use the brush for that reason. So as I said, to me there is no rule for doing your makeup. It's just art. Whatever works for you, it works for you. For contouring my face, I'm using NYX. It's a double-ended stick. To be honest with you, I just grabbed it today because it's my second time using it. First time I wasn't really a big fan, but I'm gonna give it a try. It's kind of like a dupe for KKW Beauty, the contour kit. So I'll give it a try again. Can use it. It's around 12 or 13 bucks, or I think it's 12, $11.99. If this time works for me, that means this is a good dupe. I'm obsessed with contouring my nose. I don't know why. I'm gonna highlight my face, high points. Since I use the concealer as highlighting, I forgot this one has a highlighter, so I'm not gonna go too crazy. I'm using the Artist brush For blending in my contour, it's oval number 6, going in pretty gently upward. That way, you know, the contour, it's not dragging down. We want everything to look lifted, so moving upward, it's the key. To be honest, now it's like blending in way better than last time. I don't know what was going on last time. It's not so intense. Probably I can add layers. I'm gonna do experiment. I'm gonna go over it. Add one more layer. You know, it's all about trying out things and see if it's gonna blend in or give me more dimension. Love it. No, I'm not mad at it. I like it. It's not as ashy as I would like it to be, but definitely gives, you know, dimension. For setting the contour, this is my favorite bronzer. I broke my old one, so I cut the fresh new one. Smells so good. Smells like pure coconut. I love it. I put it on more of a fluffy brush to just give my face, my skin more warmth. Very like softly. To kind of set the contour. This is Essence. I'm using this one. I've been using this one. At this point, I think they don't even make these because I keep going to Ulta and I can't find it. It's in color 10 called Adorable. I'm using the e.l.f. Cosmetics blush brush. They're super affordable. I sometimes even put on my highlighter with it. For highlighting my face, I'm using Becca Cosmetics. This is my favorite color, the Champagne Pop. It's very pigmented, so grabbing just a tiny bit, tap it up, focusing on the high points of my face. You see, the highlight, it's just bomb. I like mixing highlighters, so I'm using the Fenty highlighting palette in color Lighting Dust and Fire Crystal. I'm using Lighting Dust today. The glitters are much tinier. It's like a micro glitters comparing to the Fire Crystal, so I'm using that one to kind of mix it with the Becca highlighter. I can't wait to use this. I already used it so much. As you can tell, it's my favorite palette. So let's start. I don't know what look I'm going for, but we'll see. First, I'm gonna prime my eyes with the Urban Decay primer. This is a really good eyeshadow primer. My sister-in-law recommended it to me and I'm hooked. To set the primer, I'll go in with my La Prairie, I can't find it guys, oh here, La Prairie translucent powder. Same brush. If I find my brush, that would be fabulous, fabulous. Now the good part starts. First, I'm gonna do the base, so I'm going in with the same brush I used to set my primer, and I'm using this color for my base. It's Humble. It's like a very light, super light skin tone blush. Moving on to transition, I'm going in with Charming. I'm gonna use Real Technique brush. It's the crease brush. It's more fluffy, so I'm using it for the transition color. Focusing here in the crease. The palette, it's super pigmented, so a little bit of like literally I touch my brush in the palette, so a little bit goes a long way. Then I go in with the more defined brush from Real Technique again, Maverick. I'm going right below the crease. So I use the transition color right over here. So I'm going right below the crease. This just helps to give the lids even more dimension. If you guys need more lid like me, so this is perfect. I go in with transition color always, and then the next step I choose a little darker color and go right below the crease. Basically, I'm contouring my eyelids. I love makeup. You can do whatever the heck you wanted to do. You can make eyelid, can get rid of your hood. Go back in with the first brush, back to Charming. So I'm gonna go over what I did a tiny bit to, you know, blend the transition color and the darker one to warm up the look. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna brush my eyebrows. Usually do this first, but I forgot. So we're brushing it now. It's never too late. Now I'm going in with even a more defined brush. It's the e.l.f. cosmetic brush. It's called Eye Crease Brush. If you see, like, the bristles are super close, all the hairs are super close to each other, so it's great for packing on the color and then go with the fluffier brush to blend it in. Purple is just great to bring out the brown eyes, so I'm gonna go with Chic and pack on the color in the outer corners right below the crease to make that, you know, V shape, and kind of going in to the crease. Then I'm gonna grab the Real Technique brush, go over it and blend it in. I'm not going for a very, like, you know, intense smoky eye. Today it's more subtle. Going in with color Seductive. This probably is my most favorite shimmery color in the palette. It's like got a little like ashy tone, like pinkish, I don't even know. I usually apply it with my finger on my lid right below the crease. As I said, this is just a great palette. You can do so many different eye looks. It's great for traveling. It's easy. I literally use like 2 to 3 brushes to do the whole, you know, eye look. And you can go a little subtle with the colors or go extreme and do, you know, very intense smoky eye. Get the shimmer. It's just pretty. Then I'll go in with Gold Digger, not Gold Digger, Gold Digger. Just focus on the center of my eyelid. Little gold touch, never hurts. I'm Persian and I love everything in gold.
I love gold!
Even on my eyes. I'm gonna grab the same brush again, the more defined one, the blending one, go in with Maverick and go over whatever, like if I see any shimmer going over my lid, like right over here, so I go over it with the matte color to kind of get that defined shape back. I'm using a very tiny pre-sized brush. I don't know if you guys see it, this one. It's very precise. It's an eye contour number 14 Chanel brush. I'm going in with Sassy. It's a bone shimmery color, so I'm gonna highlight underneath my eyebrows. Don't think I'm gonna leave it like this, looking crazy. I'm gonna blend it in later. And then I'm gonna go to my tear duct, pack it again there to brighten my eyes. Grab a brush, go over it and kind of, you know, blend it in. Sometimes I even use my finger. So I'm gonna move on to my lower lash line. Yeah, I washed this brush so much that now it's like coming off. I have to glue it back in. It's e.l.f. It's an eyeshadow C brush. Again, probably it's meant to be to use it for here for the crease, but I'm using it usually for the base of my lower lash line, which means I'm going in with Charming, my transition color. I go over my lower lash line super, oh gosh, this is gonna be a struggle. I don't feel like grabbing another brush. So super close to my lash line. Let's smoke it out. I don't go all the way to the tear duct. Tear duct. Get it together, Parmita. I'm gonna move on to the liner. I'm gonna do the wing liner today. At least I'm gonna attempt to do it. It's the Revlon. I use it 3 or 4 times so far. So good. I guess, what color is it? Blackout. I usually start from my outer corner. Everybody does it differently. Some people like to start from here and trace it and go and do the wing here, but I start from the wing and going in. What I do, I extend the lower lash line upward, gives it a little angle. I'm gonna go off the camera and finish the other eye. I'm back with my wings on. If you know me, you know I'm a sucker for good mascara. L'Oreal just came out with new mascaras. This is like basically the first impression for this video. I'm so excited, guys. So excited. Let us see. It's a fiber mascara. I'm so excited to try this. I can't even talk. I'm like, this one, the new one. Let's open it up. Okay, I'm assuming we put the one on. I'm not too sure if you guys see it. That's how the brush looks like. From the very bottom of my lashes, going like upward. So far, so good. This is like the most fun part of the makeup. I can't live without the mascara. I don't know. I really can't. I'm too crazy. And I hate removing it, but still, I love mascara. I'm gonna go with number 2. This is definitely the fiber. Yeah, the number 2. Oh, whoa. Oh my god, that's why this one was the last. I got eyelash extensions. Run to your CVS or Walgreens and get this mascara. Oh my god. For $10, I can't even speak. Speechless. Speechless. L'Oreal, I'm speechless. Do you guys see it? My lashes are so long. It's just insane. Let's hope for a good result on my bottom lashes. Take it. Wow. My eyes are talking to you now. Oh, the eye makeup is done. This eyeshadow palette, again, it's so good. You can do so many different looks out of this. I did the berry eye, like a copper berry eye one night when I went out. All matte eyeshadow for everyday look. I use this one, this, and this. It's just so many looks. Like this green one is stunning on. I know on the back it says the ultimate eyeshadow palette for brown eyes. It looks good on every colored eyes. I've seen so many like tutorials and pictures on Insta with green eyes, blue eyes. It's just that I don't know what to say. The second thing that I was impressed, you guys all know this was my first time using it, so it was a total first impression. I didn't think it would be this good. The mascara, it's amazing. It's just added some millimeters to my own lashes and it's so natural. It separates the eyelashes very nicely, even for the bottom lash. it looks pretty good. I'm gonna finish the look with using my favorite Huda Beauty contour kiplet.